All right, kids, we are going to work on the lesson 17 problem set together. This is your exact assignment. So I'll work on it um, on my version, and if you can figure out a way to watch the video and you can stop and start the video if you'd like and fill out your own assignment, that would be just fine. Or you can watch the video all the way through and then open up the assignment here in the Thursday math. In the math folder for this week, we've got Thursday Math 3, Lesson 17 problem set. Remember, anytime you see this icon here, that means it's an assignment that you have to turn in for the grade book. All right, so back to our assignment here. When you open it up in Kami, you got to make sure you push the Kami button. It's the blue circle with the white K in it. You'll see this exact paper here. So we've got lesson 17 problem set, and we already talked about the lesson for today is that multiplication and division are opposites of each other. So the way that they organize this is they use an array, and we're working on our fours facts for both multiplication and division, and they use the array to do a count by. We've talked about count by strategies all the way through this school year. So we've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. So they go through the first 10 multiples of 4 and they give you the first one. So one group of 4 or 1 times 4 is 4. 4 total butterflies divided by 4, which is the size of the group, gives you one group of 4 butterflies. Okay, now we've got our count by here, 4, 8. Well, so we've got one group of 4, two groups of 4 is going to give us 8. So I'm going to put my text box here, put 8, and if I take 8 total items and divide it into a group size of 4, I end up with 2 groups. Okay, so right here I've got 8 total butterflies so far. If I divide them into groups of 4, I end up with 2 groups. So that's what that tells me here. Okay, next. I've got one group of 4, two groups of 4, three groups of 4. So my number of groups is 3. 3 groups of 4, or 3 times 4, is 12. I'm starting with the total, 12 divided by groups of 4. So that's my group size. How many groups do I have up to this point? I have 3. Okay, next. So I've got one group, two groups, three groups of 4. Here is my fourth group of 4. So 4 times 4 gives me 16. So far I've got 16 butterflies. In division, we start with the total. 16 divided into groups of 4 gives me 4 groups. Okay, now I'm at my fifth group of 4. So that's my fifth group of 4. Gives me 20 total butterflies. So I start with my total, 20 total butterflies divided into groups of 4 gives me 5 total groups. So you see how I'm using the same numbers? These are sometimes in lower grades we call them fact families. It's the same parts. We've got 5 groups of 4, and here we've got 20 total items divided into the groups of 4 gives you 5 total groups. So it's the same thing, just in a reverse order. Okay, so now we're in our sixth group of 4, and so 6 times 4 gives us our total. Up to this point is 24, and you can see the count by right here, 12, 16, 20, 24. Each one of these numbers goes up by 4. We start with the total in division, 24 divided by groups of 4 gives me 6 groups of 4. And you could go back and count each group if you'd like to prove to yourself that that's 6 groups. Okay, we're in our seventh group of 4, and I'm just going to count up from 24. If 6 times 4 was 24, one more 4 is going to give me 28. And if you can't do it automatically like I'm doing it, that's fine. Count up on your fingers, that's fine. Practicing the process of going up one more 4 and knowing that that's all you're doing is just putting 4 more onto it when you add another group. So we've got 6 groups going to 7 groups. Um, you just go up by the group size and you get the next product. So 7 times 4 is 28. I start with the total in division. It's the first time they're asking me to do this one. 28 is my total number of items up to this point. I'm dividing into groups of 4, and I know from my multiplication fact here that that gives me 7 groups. This is my 8th group right here. 8 groups of 4 is 32 total items. I just counted up from 28 to 32. And I start with my total in division. 32 divided by 4 is going to give me, this is my 8th group. 8th group of 4. Okay, now they don't give me anything. So I know that my numbers here, I've just been going up by ones in the group. This is my first group, second group, third group, fourth group, fifth group, sixth group, seventh group, eighth group, and now I'm on my 9th group. And I know that the group size is 4. And I know that all I have to do now is count up 4 from 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. I start with my total for the division, 36, divided into groups of 4. Tells me that there are 9 groups. Okay, now we've got my 10th group of 4, and that's going to give me 40 total items. And now we start with the total, 40 butterflies, divided into groups of 4 butterflies, gives me 10 groups of butterflies. Okay, so that was a demonstration of how that works and the kind of language that goes with reasoning like that, and a demonstration that the parts in the multiplication problem are the same as the parts in a division problem. They're just in a different order. In multiplication, you're working to find the total. In division, you're starting with the total and working to find either the number of groups or the size of the group. Okay, moving forward, the baker packs 36 bran muffins in boxes of 4. Okay, I'm going to use my read, draw, write strategy. I'm visualizing. I know what a baker looks like. I can imagine muffins. I don't really know maybe what bran is. I mean, I do as an adult, but you might not know what bran is. You don't have to worry about that. Muffins, you know what muffins are. 36 muffins. And you know what a box is, and you know what a box of 4 is. So that means 4 items in a box. We've got 36 total. So those are the keys that I need to know already. I don't even have to really read the rest of the problem. They're giving me the total number of items, 36. They're giving me the size of the group. I bet you they're going to ask me for the number of groups, the number of boxes. Draw and label a tape diagram to find the number of boxes he packs. Okay. If you have trouble reading, don't forget you can use the text-to-speech feature. You can click on it and it will read it directly to you. And you got to be ready to stop it because it'll just keep reading and reading and reading until you click it again to stop it. Okay, so they ask us to draw a tape diagram. When we draw a tape diagram, the easiest way I think to do that is to insert a rectangle. And we know that each box has 4 in it. So, but I don't know how many boxes to draw. So that's going to be a little bit tricky. I'm going to start with one box of 4, and I'm going to just do a count by as I go. So one box of 4 is 4, another box of 4, and they are supposed to be equal, but it doesn't matter on this. It's the idea of it that matters. My second box of 4 is 8, and I have to do this until I get to 36. Or, you know what I could do? I've already done this once. I could start working to memorize this and just go up here and look. Oh, I see the number 36 total right here in groups of 4. How many groups would that be? That would be 9 groups. Okay, so I know what I need to do now. I need to make 9 boxes. I've got 3. Okay, here's my 4th box of 4, which takes me up to 16. Just for the sake of practice, you might want to go ahead and do your count by. That's 20. 5th box is 20. This takes me up to 24 on my 6th box. My 7th box will take me up to 28. 7 times 8 is 28. My 8th box will take me up to 32. I'm almost there. And now my 9th box will take me up to 36. Okay, so there's my tape. Now I got to label my tape. So my total number of items is 36. So the size of the tape is the total. I'm going to just put a little text box in there that shows 36 muffins. Well, I'll just put 36 total because I didn't give myself enough space, and that's okay. 36. And now, what does each unit represent? Each unit represents 1 box of muffins, so 1 box. And now, how many is in each box? 4. Okay, so here we've got 4. Here we've got 4. Here we've got 4. There's 4 in each box. And when I have 9 4s, 9 groups of 4 gives me 36 total. All right, moving forward, I'm at my 11-minute mark. It looks like we might actually finish this. We'll see. The waitress arranges 32 glasses into 4 equal rows. How many glasses are in each row? Okay, so she gives me the total. That tells me automatically I'm going to probably be doing division here. Divided into 4 equal rows. So this is the number of groups. I'm looking for how many glasses, so that's the size of each group. So my equation to model this problem is going to be 32 divided by 4, and that equals something. I don't know exactly yet. I'll figure that out, okay? But when I do 32 divided into 4 equal rows, I could do a count by here. I could use this tape diagram I've already drawn and do my count by 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. So I know that all of these boxes together are 9. So if I do all of them except for one, I'm going to end up with 8 boxes here. So I'm thinking that 32 divided by 4 equals 8. So I can go up here and check. Okay, so 32 divided by 4 equals 8. There are a number of ways you could do this. You could draw an array on here. You could actually, so let's do that. Let's do an array. I'm gonna, so I've got 4 equal rows. I'm gonna do, so I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Yeah, I'm going to do 4 equal columns because the 4 equal rows would require a different kind of thinking. So 4 equal columns, I'm just turning this thing on its side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got to count as I go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and I know that I'm going to need to stop at 32. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay, so how many glasses do I have in each column? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 glasses in each column. That proves it right there. So 32 divided by 4 equals 8. 32 divided by 4 equals 8. All right, I've only got 1 minute left. We're going to leave this last one blank, and on your assignment, I want you to finish this one. So when you finish this, I'd like for you to submit the entire assignment completed. Remember, the text box feature is going to help you do this quickly. So you just do a little double click and then type the number in instead of the drawings, which can be pretty sloppy in the small spaces. So I'm going to recommend that you do the text boxes. Do your best, have fun, and good luck. If you have any questions, please bring them to our meetings.